Hello friends, this is Holmes, a first-time farmer over 50. Welcome to the homestead. So this is our third walking tour of the Northeast Pasture. We're going to start here from the southwest corner of the pasture. We're going to walk to the east so you can get a good view of this. And this is part of the playlist of walking tours on the south side of the Northeast Pasture. And you can see what this all looked like 4 years ago before we got started. And I have to tell you, there's major changes that have occurred. I apologize for the wind. It's a breezy day here on Homestead Ridge. But if you'll hang in here, you'll get to see all that we've accomplished. So this is the post that I put in. This is the bottom of the pasture here. And the fence line is going to run straight up the hill up to that telephone pole that you see. And it will also run straight across to the east in this general direction. This is the center of Sector D. And you can also check out the playlist for Sector D videos. You can see all the stuff that happened in this area right from that point. This area all through here, this used to be honeysuckle. About 4 years ago, it was all honeysuckle, and I cleared that out. But there's still a lot of trees that needed to come down. Quite a few cedar trees and just other small, straggly stuff. And I ended up cutting out a whole bunch of cedars, some oak. There's also a little bit of sassafras in there. Just whatever. There's actually more that should probably come down, but we're going to leave it go for the moment. We'll see how the grass comes in so we can get animals in here, start them grazing. Just going to kind of take a quick look down through here. This is not part of the project, but just so you can see other parts of the farm and other projects. All right. Yeah, the honeysuckle was thick all the way up, right about to where these two oak trees are. And then we started to get into cedar trees. There's a little bit of an open space here, not much. And then the cedar started to hit. And you can, as we walk across, you're going to see all of the cedar stumps that are everywhere. And there was nothing growing other than cedars, autumn olive, and some honeysuckle. There's no grass growing just because there was no sunlight hitting the ground. And you can see all the piles of cedar limbs and things that we've cut down over the last several years. That upper portion, that was still kind of clear. There was about 1/10 of an acre up there that was not completely overgrown with cedar trees. So that's looking very green at this point. But you can see that tree right there, that small tree. So from that tree down to where I am standing, it was all cedars. And there was just nothing growing here at all. If you see any grayish, blackish, whatever, circular objects, that's all, those are all stumps from the cedar trees. There's one there. There's one there. They're just everywhere. They were so thick. This is the center of Sector E. There's an echo. You can check the playlist on that, Sector E transformation videos, and see what this looked like from that location and how that has progressed. And this is how it used to look, all this area through here, as this was all cedar. And then my original plan was just to make this a 1-acre pasture, and it was going to end right about in this area. And I decided that it was a good idea to keep on moving toward the east. My son suggested we take this all the way over to the property line, so we did. A lot more work, and it was a lot thicker over here, but glad that we did. Now you're going to really get into seeing piles and piles of brush. Back this way, a lot of the piles were burned about 3 or 4 years ago, but I didn't like the way it turned out. I was expecting better results from the burn piles, like the grass coming back. So when I didn't get those results, I kind of placed a moratorium on burning piles. So you're going to see a whole lot more piles of cedar and autumn olive down through here. We're on the south side of the Northeast Pasture, walking along the deer trail down here. And you're seeing piles of brush. You're going to see piles of cedar logs. The logs are just hanging out waiting for future project or projects, depending upon how we might use them. That is a persimmon tree right there. Getting close. We're only a little over 100 feet from the property line at this point. See that pink flag right there? That is the center of Sector F. And you can check out Sector F videos, Sector F transformation videos, to see what it looked like through here when we first got started and what we have accomplished. Again, more piles and piles of stuff. Cedars, autumn olive, you name it, it's in there. Pretty messy. You can see all these cedar stumps. They were just so thick. I did leave some cedars. Some of these will come out in the future, but I've left them because, again, we're creating silvopasture, which is a combination of pasture and trees. And we want to make sure that the animals have some shade as they're grazing. You make it less stressful on the animals. And they do much better. And when they do better, they get bigger and grow faster and do what they're supposed to do. And we're just about over to the property line. So we're looking basically north here. You see that T-post right there? That's the property line. And we are looking north. So this is what has been accomplished here in the Northeast Pasture over the last 3 months. So we appreciate you watching. Please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell. And we look forward to seeing you again in the future. But if not, we will see you in the pasture.